Hello everyone, so today is day 23. Your learning target for today is I can read pages 4 through 10 of Earth's Water and find the gist of an informational text. So we have these questions right here. We're going to be looking at the water quote, answering a question about it, and then finding the gist and any unfamiliar vocab below. I will come back and explain this, but let's go ahead and read through our text. So if you notice, this is page 4 through 10 of Earth's Water. So you have already read this text and previewed it looking for new information that you have not already learned. So now we'll be finding the gist of this section and looking more closely at any unfamiliar vocabulary. All right, so we're starting with water everywhere, which is our first section that you're going to be finding the gist of. And remember, the gist is very similar to the main idea, so you're finding what the text is mostly about. So the first section, water everywhere. Water fills oceans, lakes, and ponds, and it flows in rivers, streams, and underground. It's even in the air. Frozen water is found on some parts of Earth as snow and ice. Earth's water covers over 2/3 of Earth's surface. Salt water in the oceans make up most of Earth's water. Earth has much less fresh water. Many plants and animals need fresh water to survive. And this says the dark parts in this picture of Earth are water. Some of the fresh water is above ground, while other fresh water is groundwater underneath Earth's surface. What are some ways you use Earth's water? So, if you want to go ahead and pause here, you can, and enter in the gist and any unfamiliar vocabulary for this section. Remember, use these captions and our heading to help you answer this. Now let's move on to the second section, different forms of water. Liquid water is the most common state of water on Earth. When you pour liquid water into a container, it takes the shape of that container. Liquid water is always moving, even if you can't see it move. Water moves in rivers and streams due to currents, the constant flow of moving water. Lakes and ponds are standing bodies of water. The liquid water in them moves slowly. Surface and underwater currents cause ocean water to move with waves forming and crashing. Winds, the moon, and the sun affect the strength of ocean currents. Not all water is liquid. When liquid water gets very cold, it freezes and forms ice. Ice is another state of water, solid water. Ice can float on liquid water. People form ice into different shapes. You probably made ice cubes to cool down a drink. Artists even carve ice sculptures. Much of Earth's frozen water is at the North and South Poles, the coldest areas on Earth. The most common places to find glaciers are at the poles. These huge masses of ice store much of Earth's fresh water. Some of Earth's water is in an invisible state as a gas called water vapor. While it's always invisible, water vapor is all around us. When it's hot outside, more water vapor fills the air than when it's cold outside. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. On hot and humid days, the air feels thick with lots of water vapor concentrated in the air. All right, so after reading that section, make sure to look back at your captions, look back at that first and last paragraph, and at your headings to help you answer these questions. And you are going to find the gist of this section and then put any unfamiliar vocabulary in the meaning. Remember, the glossary is a guide that you can use to help, and you can click this link right here to access the text. One more question that you have to answer is reading this quote and answering what is the author of the quote trying to tell us about water. So our quote says, "It's easy to take something for granted when it's always there. In places rich with clean water, resources there are watered lawns, clean cars, and long showers. Comprehending the global need for water is difficult. The tap turns, the water comes out. It's unimaginable to even think of walking great distances every day to throw a bucket into a swamp and call what comes out drinking water. More than 1 billion people in the world are currently in need of clean drinking water." And this is from Need, the Humanitarian magazine from 2007. So, go ahead and answer the question to this, fill out the gist and any unfamiliar vocabulary, and feel free to go back to the text and reread it yourself to help you. Good luck!